Hello guys and welcome back to Danganronpa. Previously, we found the body of Mukuro Ikusaba, and since everyone kind of has an alibi, this class trial may not be as straightforward as we expect. Then again, with Danganronpa, nothing is really all that straightforward, to be honest. Anyway, let's just set up our skills, which I wouldn't really do anything, I'll just do this. I don't think we got any other useful skills, so yeah, I'm sticking with that. And let's just do it. Class trial. All rise.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko! There's no other explanation!
She's right there!
Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
Oh my gosh.
But she has legs and stuff.
Ghosts have legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because... she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
First of all, Hina, ghosts can have legs. Secondly, Yasuhiro, can you just go poke Kyoko if you're
There's a
so
limit to
unsure?
how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
She's right there!
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Are we really doing
Her
this?
traits?
Come on. Gloves.
I got it!
I didn't
I'm
even read
talking
it.
about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
You were right there when Monokuma told
And would
us.
you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, he was just trying to draw out Kyoko's answer. Okay.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
The lower half wasn't... Why are we even arguing on a ghost platform? Why is this even an argument? Why is this even a thing? There's no way that the corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... make your argument. Guys, just poke her. It's that easy.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Even Monokuma wouldn't find this
Impossible.
interesting.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
I missed.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Never mind. The answer would have been wrong anyway. Anyway, I think I know the answer. I know that body isn't Kyoko's, and I know I can prove it.
She must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
You don't wear fake nails and gloves. It makes no sense.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
You don't even have to be female for that kind of logic.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Well, you don't know people, Yasuhiro. Can you just stop talking? Can we execute this guy?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Exactly. Thank you, Hina.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
And if you wore fake nails, you'd be dead. Because you'd be the corpse in the garden. This whole line of reasoning is flawed.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. I mean, I'd like to think everything starts from there, but we had to defend Kyoko being alive. So I don't know, game. You tell me.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
That's true.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Alright, identify the body, huh? Interesting.
Description... Well, if we can't identify the body...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Didn't bother shooting the pink things, I just squeezed the shot through.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
The tattoo on the hand.
You're lying. You'll die a cruel and unusual death.
What's your problem, Toko?
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Yeah, and it's gonna be you first.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
It's a wolf.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Did you really say that word in this game? Okay.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
Makes sense to me.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to the other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. Where is Mukuro Ikusaba?
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... You're gonna make me Hangman's Gambit for the word wolf? And you're gonna give me 2 letters anyway? Come on, game. You can do better than that.
Now I understand.
What else could I have said?
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Yeah.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Yeah, you should know that. You're a writer.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
And that's meta commentary.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Not necessarily. Because the fake nails are giving me bad vibes.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Really now, Monokuma?
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean... Being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
But she's not the ultimate despair. She's the ultimate soldier.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Yeah.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Yeah, Kyoko, you wouldn't get that wrong on purpose. What's going on?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
I doubt. This is some sort of play.
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
But I think this is the kind of game that hides all of its details underneath, you know.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character?
Nah, I doubt. She's probably a big important character.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Yes and no.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
Possibly?
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah, Kyoko doesn't agree with that.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
And that's what we're doing right now. It didn't really get that derailed.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
That could lead to... whatever.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Probably for the best.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
That's possible, but Monokuma expressly said there's only 16.
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Exactly, so the only possibility is someone isn't actually dead.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
And that's what I've been theorizing for a while, the thing that I haven't been telling you guys.
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
But it seems to be getting more and more likely.
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
She really didn't know. She really wasn't involved in the past events so far.
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it! I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Alright, so after 10...
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
I think we found it at 9 a.m.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered?
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Oh, okay, I get it.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
I was around 7, I think?
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Alright, yeah, 7:30, not 7.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. You know, it's kind of weird that Yasuhiro has a big role in this case, but whatever. Okay then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove that the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Sounds like a tall order, but okay. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. I think this is when the tarp rolls around. Sprinklers, alright.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Huh, okay, I think it's sprinklers on 7:30. Yeah, it is. I'm correct.
Established a time frame. It took place somewhere between...
No, that's wrong!
That was weird.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
But sprinklers 10 o'clock isn't exactly the best way to portray that choice. Because you could have easily just said 7:30 sprinklers. What?
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
And you know, you're already walking yourself into a contradiction because the other half of the body wasn't wet. You're already going in the wrong direction.
The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
By going this direction, you legit add another argument or 3. Just because you're gonna have to defend why the other half of the body isn't wet. Come on, game. You don't have to pad things like this.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Alright.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Yeah, but someone's gonna say, oh, it's because I dumped a bucket of water on it.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
What?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
So we're gonna completely gloss over the tarp now. Really?
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Oh, Toko, can you just get Genocide Jill out here? She's more fun than you.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. The sprinklers have nothing to do with it. There was a wet tarp. La-di-da-di-da. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence that should do it. It's just gonna be a bucket of water, right? Oh, okay, I need to rhythm game her. Alright.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me?
Complaining about the game kind of tilted me. Hang on.
I hate you. No.
Need to focus.
I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit
left,
nothing.
right, left,
Are
right.
you trying to blame me?
Load, left, right,
I
left,
admit
right, left,
nothing.
right, left,
I
left.
hate you.
Load,
no,
load,
no,
right,
no.
left, right,
I
left,
don't
right,
know
left.
anything.
Final strike.
How can you say
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
All right.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
This makes sense for now.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I know what you're trying to insinuate. So no, please no.
I'm so sick of her.
Exactly.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
Yeah, because you dumped a bucket of water on it.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Right, okay, this is making sense so far.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the tarp to come up. I could be wrong, but you know, let's just see.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
And in any case, this is too easy. Knowing Danganronpa, there's gonna be some twist in the middle.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone. That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
And what would that be, Miss Kyoko Kirigiri?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
It really wouldn't matter because everyone else would die anyway, so yeah.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Then argue. You can't just say, don't vote me. You know, you're gonna not learn anything if you vote me.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
Then please show us your... Then please show us your big brain.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
Didn't Byakuya say the exact same thing last time?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Boom! Byakuya with a shut up.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway,
Wow, that worked.
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
That makes sense, but still, don't feel good about this line of reasoning.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
That's fair, she really wasn't expecting this.
So that was her motive?
But if she wasn't expecting a class trial, that means she's not the one who did it. Because if she's the one who did it, she would expect a class trial. Oh, then again, yeah, Byakuya is right. If she thought that Mukuro was the mastermind, then she wouldn't have expected a trial. Never mind.
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Don't pass this off to me.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
See? Yeah, I was right.
What are you...
Makoto's like, how dare you betray me?
Because you see, There is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Are we gonna have to present the evidence against ourselves?
Interesting. I'm listening.
You know that's not allowed in the court of law. You're allowed to not self-incriminate.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Yeah, you're gonna make me do it to myself. See? This is not fair. I'm not obliged to incriminate myself, but okay. I see your game.
I got it!
Huh? Okay.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
I do.
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did.
And how do you notice?
The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that.
Oh, the dirt pattern. Yeah, you're right.
Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
But water isn't dirty.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Oh, I mean, I guess it could be dirty. I don't know.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
Or maybe the killer had muddy hands because it was wet and he was touching the top of it, I suppose.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
To screw up the timeline of the murder.
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place.
Yep.
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Boom. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? I don't know, man. It is a survival game. No, I can't think about that right now. To be fair, Sayaka tried to do the exact same thing to you. She tried to frame you for Leon's murder. So, you gotta expect this by now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
There was a coat, right?
And what might that be?
Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's figure this out. I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Make your argument. Body before, exploded body in fragments, huh?
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Oh, okay, I think I see.
It's because that side was protected since it was facing down toward... Of course it didn't get dirty.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Yeah, exactly. There was blood all over the upturned coat. Because obviously the coat is on wrong.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
So if the tarp was on the body, then there should have been blood under the tarp. And dirt over the tarp.
If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they washed it, then they would have washed both sides.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Is this where the chicken factors in?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Is this Chris's blood?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Too far, I think.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
How are you so sure?
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Yeah, this is where the chicken comes in. They got the blood from right there in the garden, right? Where's the chicken? Chicken. They killed the chicken just for a cover-up.
I got it!
Come on, don't be like that.
Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
So actually, this is interesting. If this is the case, wouldn't there be feathers everywhere? Also, where would you hide the dead? Oh, you could throw it in the plant.
Man, that's messed up.
I see.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I'm pretty sure the plant ate it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
Oh yeah, this is fair. So yeah, I was kind of right that the nurse's office would have been too far.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
The blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. I think I see what he means. Yeah, it's only
But
on the
that's not
body.
what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Yeah.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
All right, this is getting a bit reaching now, even for you, Kyoko.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
Ah, you're right. So the coat might have not actually been part of the ensemble.
I think so.
Makes sense.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Exactly.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
The coat was draped over the body and then a knife stabbed through it.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off.
Though if this is how the murder went down, that's a real piece of work. That's so much work. You need to kill a chicken, plant the coat, stick a knife through the coat and the body, use a tarp, wait for the time. It's so many steps.
But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp,
I like Kyoko's boots.
they pulled the coat over the body.
I just
The coat
noticed it
they'd
now.
already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
Yeah, but that everyone else still has an alibi during that time because they were all in the gym.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That too.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
Yeah, and I guess the coat wasn't really all that neatly placed, so very possible.
They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh, really? This is gonna come back to me?
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't know, maybe she believes in you or something. I don't understand. Maybe she believes that, you can find the truth out even under this kind of pressure. Maybe. You got a truth bullet in the middle of a trial?
Well then, looks
Interesting.
like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
I don't like those odds. And Makoto's gonna win. He's the ultimate lucky student.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
Yeah, what is it, Hina?
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Oh no, I see where this is going. This is bad Makoto. This is going from bad to worse.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah, you gave it to Makoto, guys. Yeah, we have this knife. Yeah, let's skip through this.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
Technically, he wasn't hiding. He was just not saying it.
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Wow, that's rich coming from you, Yasuhiro. You legit thought you killed someone in the last trial.
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Really? 12,000%? Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Just show them your plot armor. Easy. Make your argument.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once? That automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed. Yeah, so the person was already dead.
Automatic?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
Mm-hmm.
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Yep.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
Lies!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
The coat was stabbed into them.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
She was already dead.
the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
That's pretty brutal, even for you, Yasuhiro. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. There's no second hole in the coat. This one?
I got it!
Yeah, okay, it was actually
The
the
Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Wow, thanks, Yasuhiro.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Yeah, and what's the point of covering up the body if there's nothing to hide, right?
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Also, you have to think about who would have the know-how and access to the bomb so that they can rig the body, you know?
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
The bomb was activated, right?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Yeah, Toko moved the mask too fast.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
No,
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
I doubt that as well.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. Where is it?
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
Here comes Makoto again, holding either a picture or he actually has the fragment on his pocket.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Why are you so happy about this realization? It doesn't change anything.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Checkmate, Kyoko. But then again, it's Kyoko, so it's probably not checkmate.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
You didn't know that the bomb existed until a few minutes ago. How can it be bugging you?
I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
You keep saying that, but the facts keep changing. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. What, you want me to press spacebar? Are you telling me that the thing's gonna be fast this time? Monokuma File 5? I
Then
really
shall
doubt
we
that.
continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be
I'm
determined,
just gonna steal
correct?
statements
The
at random.
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Yeah, not that one.
I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right?
Oops.
Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
No.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
That was wrong? Or I messed up? I don't know. Let's just see what it is.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet...
No, that's wrong.
I mean... a hit on the head?
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
Yeah, there's nothing else, right?
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with
It
it?
was probably battle scars. There's nothing left in the Monokuma file aside from that hit to the head.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Which we never really found, actually.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
Really?
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Exactly.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
Why would you... Please delete Yasuhiro.
No way! The balance would be
yeah.
all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I would too.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Okay, that's a bit next level. But I'm pretty sure you made Genocide Jill proud with that.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
And you're getting creepier and creepier by the day.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
And what would it be exactly?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Why me? The real... let's find a piece of metal then. This thing?
I got it!
Yeah, I guess, you know.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
But it's pretty hard to hit someone with a titanium arrow. Arrows aren't exactly the biggest, most blunt things in the world. It's not
and
like
that
a...
something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
I mean, if I were gonna use an arrow, I'd use the tip.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Huh. Which is... I'm actually kind of lost here, guys. Oh yeah, the duct tape, I guess. Oh, and the key.
The titanium arrow.
The room was locked. I mean, the closet was locked.
It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
All right. Yeah, exactly. I think I know what it is. It's the duct tape
titanium
on the arrow.
It was in been about as. It seems like an arrow would just.
No,
Got
it's
it.
wrong.
Break.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
More arrows.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
That'd be really hard to hold, but it makes sense.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe.
You know, bundling up arrows that neatly is harder than it looks.
And that's exactly what the killer did.
Sure.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
You're suddenly literature bound.
One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Apes together strong.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
Yeah, because the lock was in her room.
I've never been to the dojo.
Huh.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Oh,
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
This is a pretty big dilemma, to be honest.
You know what will happen if you do, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
But this is too weird. It can't be Kyoko. But there's only 2 suspects.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? Question mark. Me literally this whole game. I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. Yeah, it's down here, my boy. Where is it? Where is it? It's here.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
It was in your room.
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
This is a big dilemma because you want to defend Kyoko, but you want to defend yourself. And you want to find the killer, so it's like Makoto's playing 3 different games here.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you?
You're literally gonna ask her that directly.
Why? What were you doing there?
But then I guess there's no other way,
That's
right?
what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
Huh.
What?
She was protecting me. Then does that mean she killed the person to Oh no. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me. Damn, this feels really bad though.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know?
He should know? What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? Why? How? Where? What? When the body was found? How does this relate to Byakuya knowing?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Oh, because she couldn't be in her
Master would
room.
never hide something from me!
If the lock was in her room
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Byakuya had the key,
Is that what you're saying?
she couldn't use the wooden lock.
You stated a theory
think-
earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Yeah, I see now. Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Exactly.
What are you hiding?
Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. I really like it when Makoto says that.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Why not?
Because Byakuya had the key.
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
So, well, we already kind of had this feeling that neither Kyoko or Makoto did it. But then who did it? We need a culprit. No, that's actually not true. There was a clear contradiction. There was? An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? What did she say? I missed it. Oh, okay. If you vote for me and I die here... Alright, can't let that happen. But what's the mystery there? This is a trap that the mastermind has laid for us. Okay. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. But what if that's not really true? What can you do? What should bro, don't ask me. I have no idea. I only click the evidence. I can't follow this as well. The mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend... Yeah, okay. Remembering that. What do I do? I think we should let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned. Yeah, I trust in Kyoko. There's no way. There's no point in pursuing the lie.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
That Byakuya did it, I guess.
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
That's true, though.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of.
It's the mastermind.
Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Oh, is it back to Makoto?
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
Damn, what is going on? It's like a back and forth between Kyoko and Makoto.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Nobody could have done it, period.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Monokuma was getting nervous, like, oh no, they're catching on. We gotta make them decide now.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
That never happened before. Suddenly, the time limit exists.
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Can we just vote Monokuma?
Voting time?
What's gonna happen here? That's it? That's a really short trial. What? Oh, but I get coins, so obviously it's not the end. Unless it is.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
Wow, Makoto's legit nervous.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
And everyone, like, Monokuma cut it at the exact point where everyone's thinking it's Makoto. Oh no. Oh no. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Don't sorry me. You're the guys who voted. Yeah, what if everyone voted for each other? What if everyone had one vote? Wouldn't that have saved us? Even if Byakuya didn't want to do it. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right, you liar. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it in the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Wow, Kyoko doesn't accept this either. Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
What, are you saying that you had to throw us under the bus?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
How do you kill the ultimate lucky student, though? With bad luck? Makoto has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. What is this? Oh, we're sitting in school, actually sitting in school. And we're getting... Oh, we're gonna get flattened. So there's a teacher telling us about the guillotine, I guess. Kuma. Nice brand. Isn't there a shoe brand? Oh no, the shoe brand's Puma, never mind. After school lesson. Well then I guess the only way to kill luck is to make it certain death, right? I guess this makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Because if there's no luck factor, if you're gonna 100% die, right? You can't be lucky. Unless... Let's see where this goes. Hang in there, Makoto. I'll be over soon. Chihiro? Was that Chihiro? What? Is it... he dead? Well, dead twice. Dead times 2. Makoto didn't die. Well, he got... Well, if the thing didn't kill him, that fall should kill him. But I'm pretty sure it won't.
What?
Haha? Chihiro is alive? Well, this is the ultimate lucky student then, because Chihiro is still alive. Well, alive, quote unquote. Makoto didn't get crushed, and he kind of escaped. So there's like three levels of lucky here. What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this!
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Huh. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. Well, your face in the CG was pretty distressed. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did
What
you
are you
say?
talking about?
so...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the... Chapter 1? The massive high school towers all over the buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school center of the entire world. Hope Speak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. Alright, I'm not gonna reread all of this again. Come on, game. Alright, yeah. We already seen this. Come on, save my voice, please. Did someone hit the reset button? Where am I? Okay, let's skip all of this. We already got through this. Gah. Alright, so we are in a... You know, Monokuma, if there's a door to somewhere, I don't think you should be too confident that we're gonna stay here. Finally, I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? Maybe, but all I'm sure of is this is another end to another episode. So if you all want to see how Makoto gets out of this one, maybe consider giving a like and subscribe. I'm not gonna do any analysis here because frankly too much happened for me to analyze in just one post-episode commentary. So I'll see you guys in the next one.